Welcome back to another Champion Deep Dive, and today we're talking about Rintra. He's got Rupture, Neutralize, Power Gain, Unstoppable, Rooted, and massive special 2 damage potential. But you won't find him tooting these horns. Let's get into it. Rintra enters the contest with an always active base 30% energy resistance and 20% critical resistance. Incoming armor break debuffs have their potency reduced by 50% each for each other armor break already on Rintra. Minimum potency is 0. Also, Rintra gains increased attack rating per active armor break on him. Now, whenever either champion lands a hit, Rintra has a 60% chance to inflict a non-stacking passive neutralize. This lasts for 3 seconds and reduces their buff ability accuracy by 100%. If the opponent is cosmic or superior, Rintra inflicts passive neutralize for 5 seconds instead, decreasing their buff ability accuracy by 200%. Now, while the opponent's back is against the wall, if Rintra performs a light attack ending combo, he'll inflict a root debuff on himself, lasting 6 seconds. While rooted, Rintra becomes unstoppable, inflicts taunt on the opponent, and increases energy and critical resistance by 1% per mystical charge. More on those in just a moment. Also, while rooted, Rintra cannot move, but he can still attack, block, and dodge. If either champion strikes with a light attack while rooted, Rintra inflicts 2 Rupture debuffs on the opponent. All Rintra's Ruptures deal physical damage over 15 seconds. Now, he can end root early, inflicting 5 Rupture debuffs by performing a heavy or special attack. When root expires, it'll go on cooldown for 12 seconds. Rintra also has Mystical Charge, where each time the opponent is inflicted by a neutralize effect, he gains 1 Mystical Charge. However, when the opponent fails to gain a buff because of neutralize, Rintra gains 2 Mystical Charges, maxing out at 20 charges. Now, if Rintra's back is against the wall, while having 10 or more mystical charges, he'll gain an unstoppable passive for 6 seconds when he's struck or blocking an attack. Also, his special attacks will become unblockable. Continuing with the 10 or more mystical charges, if either champion strikes with a light attack, Rintra inflicts 1 Rupture debuff. Also, when landing a successful heavy attack, Rintra pauses all personal Ruptures. When inflicting a Rupture debuff, this will start a 15-second timer on your mystical charge. On expiration, Rintra loses all mystical charges. Now, when he has 15 charges or more, Rintra becomes stun immune. And with 20 charges, when the opponent activates a special attack, Rintra becomes rooted until the special attack ends. This root has no cooldown. If Rintra is knocked down, he loses 5 mystical charges. Now, let's check out his special attacks. The Special 1. Each hit grants Rintra 1 mystical charge. Also, each hit has a chance to neutralize, which also adds another charge. If he has 10 or more mystical charges, the last hit grants a Fury passive granting increased attack rating for 10 seconds. With the Special 2, on activation, Rintra pauses all Ruptures on the opponent for 4 seconds. The final hit gains increased attack rating per Rupture on the opponent. Removes all Ruptures, the mystical charge timer, and all mystical charges. The Special 3. At the end of this attack, the opponent is placed with their back against the wall. Also, Rintra heals for 1% of missing health per mystical charge. Now, let's check out his signature ability. When awakened, Rintra gains Never Back Down. This is a passive ability, where every time a neutralize prevents a buff, a power gain buff is gained, granting 10% of max power over 2 seconds, maxing at 3 stacks. Also, while unstoppable, Rintra passively regenerates up to 3% of missing health from strikes or blocked attacks from the opponent. Now, let's take him out for a spin in the champion rotation. For shorter fights, push the opponent over to the wall and launch your special 1 to build up mystical charges, to make sure you gain the most ruptures while rooted. Next, bait the opponent and build up to your special 2. Now, the real trick here is making sure the opponent's power meter is low enough after you bait them, for you to trade enough blows to build lots of ruptures when you self-root. Next, counter the opponent with a light attack ending combo to root yourself in place, and trade light attacks to build up rupture stacks. Before root expires, launch the special 2 to cancel root and immediately gain 5 additional ruptures. If this attack happens to be critical, be prepared to smile. Now, let's check out some best uses. Rintra's easy access to neutralize will fuel his mystical charges on nodes like Resistor, while his signature ability grants those potent power gain buffs. This goes for all areas where encountering a large number of buffs, like Explosive Personality. Speaking of buffs, unstoppable buffs are definitely on the list, giving you a leg up on nodes like Footloose. But not only that, if you find yourself up against the champion, not only will rooting yourself come in handy, but neutralizing those unstoppable buffs will serve you well in the fight. Now, these aren't the only uses for Rintra. Let's get creative. Sound off in the comments where you think his best uses are in the contest, and let's discuss. Now, let's check out some notable synergies. Enemies of the Mystical Realm. With Dormammu or Vision Arcus on the team, Rintra starts the fight with 5 mystical charges. With Dormammu, light attacks have a 30% chance to add 10 detonation charges. Cold Snap debuff damage is increased by 50%. Live and Die by the Horns. With Mangog, Rhino, or Purgatory on the team, Rintra gains a 30% chance to reapply any ruptures removed by the special 2. With Mangog, he gains 10% attack rating per stagger on the opponent. With Rhino, he gains 25% critical rating when unstoppable. And with Purgatory, class souls last an extra 2 fights. No sword left behind. With Taskmaster or Captain Britain on the team, Rintra increases neutralize duration by 1 second. With Taskmaster, the duration of his exploit weakness passive is increased by 5 seconds. And with Captain Britain, every time a debuff is purified, she deals a burst of energy damage to the opponent equal to 25% of attack. Unacceptable. With MODOK on the team, on the last hit of Special 1, Rintra inflicts 4 Rupture debuffs, dealing 15% of attack as physical damage over 15 seconds. With MODOK, critical hits pause all personal incinerates and bleeds on the opponent for 6 seconds. Now, did you see a synergy that caught your attention? Thinking of a new synergy team? Let us know your thoughts down below and let's discuss. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Rintra. Are you ready? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you like the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And remember, we'll see you in the battle realm.